Welcome back, dweebs, to the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we tonight, buddy?
Oh, it's a great day for me, James. Just living the dream. Still editing a lot of wrestling footage, so I'm very excited to be going through all of that stuff. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Surprise fourth topic this week. Didn't think we were going to get to it, but throwing a curveball at him. No live Star Wars show this week, so we got this in. Kev, major Doomsday news today. Well, in the last few days, right? I'll let you start. You were the one that found it, so I'm going to give you credit where credit is due. So I'll let you roll with it. And then we're going to give our thoughts on this.
Absolutely. So there are a few different updates from Avengers Doomsday. Now I'm going to start with the one that's most important to me, which is, and spoiler alert, gang, I don't know, I feel bad. We live in a time where it's really hard to avoid having spoilers for stuff that hasn't even come out yet if you just want to have any existence on the internet. So this will be your one and only chance.
Yeah, major spoilers.
If you are doing a Doomsday blackout and you're trying to not know these types of things, we'll see you next time. Maybe leave a like on your way out, a little complimentary like for the crew, for our wonderful staff here at dweeb. But yes, we have I'm going to list the ones. We'll circle back to everything, but we're going to have 8 major villains. And we'll go into the details of that. We're going to have a return of Chris Evans in a major role.
Not surprising.
Again, no big surprise there. But where there may be a surprise is that Ghost Rider will be making a cameo, which leads me to one question I have for you, James. Is there anyone on this earth that you would rather see play Ghost Rider in the MCU than the one, the only Nicolas Cage, the first MCU Ghost Rider?
Literally anybody.
See, we're yin and yang on this one, or is it yang? I'm sorry.
We're going yang. Oh man, dude, I don't know if I can handle Nick Cage in the MCU. Can we go anybody? I'd like to phone a friend and choose anybody else in the world that answers the phone, please. I don't hate Nick Cage, right? Like, let me state this, and I think he can be when he's subdued just a little bit. He's really good. He's really good in the Kick-Ass movies. He's really good in the movie where he plays himself with Pedro Pascal. He's awesome in that movie. But man, I don't know if I would need him. I don't know if I want him as Ghost
Rider. You're on to something there. I think for Nick Cage, it's so important that the director is a good director with a vision. And there's a fine line you have to walk with a guy like Cage. And this is just based on what I've seen on the finished products. I can only imagine what kind of a character he is behind the scenes, but he is, to put it in a way that's a bit pretentious, he's a thespian. That dude, like he's more of a stage performer, like where everything's a little hyperbolic, it's a little overacted so you can hit the people in the back row of the theater. To me, that's Nick Cage's acting style. Wherever he's going to go, he's going 100% in that direction. A bit of a method actor maybe at times. So you really have to be able to let him have some takes where he just does his own thing.
Yeah.
And then make sure you get the takes of what you actually need, right? So it's a digital age. You're not limited to the amount of film in your spool.
Yeah, it's no actual film.
Yeah, you can maybe get great performances out of Nick Cage if you got the right way. It better be Nick Cage. I love that.
That's what they want. It better be Nick Cage.
You're goddamn right. I agree with this 100%. But James, since you don't, do we have any ideas just off the top of our head for some potential actors to play Ghost Rider?
There's 2 different characters it could be, right? There's 2 different versions of Ghost Rider.
At least, yeah,
that I'm thinking of. It could be anybody. And I didn't. Kev, I went into this topic blind, so I'd done no research. I don't know. Like, No idea. I know there was a version of Ghost Rider in the Agents of Shield show, right?
Oh,
Eventually,
was
that's
there? I
not
did not
canon.
watch that show,
I
to be
think
fair.
later like remember because it started off with Agent Coulson, who was somehow still alive, right? And I think it's definitely not canon anymore. Let me see if there was. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure later in the series there was a Ghost Rider.
And
Let's see.
this is admittedly Ghost Rider was not a comic that I followed a lot, like his character, any of his individual runs. Not one that I read much on. So I'm a little foggy on exactly how Ghost Rider gets their powers, but in a roundabout way, apples to oranges comparison, Ghost Rider kind of has like a Silver Surfer thing going on, right? Like you get your powers from I can't maybe it's Mephisto or maybe that's just my brain can't not tie things to Mephisto after WandaVision. But
Yeah.
what I'm getting at is a character donning the role of Ghost Rider and doing that job could be a way to work an old character back into the MCU. You know, maybe like a Natasha Romanoff who lost her life as an exchange for the Soul Stone. Maybe in the afterlife, she found a job and maybe she's the Ghost Rider. I mean, probably don't do that.
Whoa,
A lot
that
of
would
people
be
are going to hate
wild.
that idea, and that's
Yeah.
fair. But it's the only way. Something like that's the only way you're ever going to bring her back, unless you really
She's
retcon
very on
the whole
record that
thing.
she's gone, and I think I'd prefer like the Soul Stone. If you've died via Soul Stone, you need to be dead, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
But
agree
you're
with you.
not
It's
wrong. Like
probably
they could try to find a way.
yeah, and it's probably not a with her. Maybe that was a bad example, but I was
But
struggling to think of other characters who we've lost in the MCU, but the actor is still around. So she was the first name that came to mind. But I just say that to say, don't rule out in a world of cameos and all of this
yeah,
stuff that they
and the
don't do
biggest
some kind
cameo
of
movie in the history of ever.
weird alternate universe stuff,
Yeah.
and maybe this won't be the Ghost Rider in the way that we're familiar with. But do you care? I'm just a Nick Cage mark. All right. So I just love
Yeah.
the idea that Nick Cage could be in the MCU. That's the only
It
reason I'm
would be
really hyped for
something.
Ghost
I
Rider.
mean, if you're gonna do a one-off Ghost Rider in Doomsday, let him do it. If it's not gonna be part of a series going forward, like it's gonna be a one-off, and then you'll do him like bring him around, kind of like how they did the Fantastic Four in the movie you hated in the Scarlet Witch movie that I can't think of right now, but how they had
Yep.
the
Tom
Illuminati.
Krasinski.
Yeah, like that's fun, like the fan casting. I was right, by the way. There was an Agents of Shield, and there was actually a Ghost Rider arc, and it was Robbie Reyes was the version they used.
There we go. Yep. And
That's I've been clicking through it here.
and that would be cool. I'm not familiar with that show personally, but maybe let
This was
us
late.
know,
I had stopped
gang.
watching by these times. I think I watched the first season, and after that, I was out.
Yeah, so
I've
let
seen
us know, viewers, if you think
or
that
Colt.
they should bring this guy back to re enact his version of
reenact it.
Ghost
Yeah.
Rider.
Others we've got. Well, so you mentioned Doomsday is going to include 8 Marvel villains. We know that Doctor Doom is number 1. Obviously, his name's on the movie. Other possibilities that they are listing is possibly Magneto, Mystique, and Loki. I'm here for the Magneto cameo. I don't know how many more movies Ian McKellen's got in him, so let's use him. God bless him, but boy, is he not young anymore. And I think he's going to pop up in the next Lord of the Rings movie, The Hunt for Gollum. And I'm like, give it to me because we're running out of time with him.
Yeah, get these in now. That's fair. Admittedly, I'm a big fan of Michael Fassbender. And
I really like that
wouldn't
version
hate
too.
if that was the Magneto we get. Or
I wouldn't be mad if it was both of them. Like they've crossed paths, like they did the Days of Future Past. I will say, yeah, of all the recasts in the world, it's the one where I'm like, I can't pick a side. Like you've got the original Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, who are both Patrick Stewart's confirmed to be in this as Professor X, and then Ian McKellen as Magneto's he's gonna show up, right? But then when they did the they're kind of quasi prequels, however you want to go about it, the origin stories, and they did James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, they're fucking incredible too. Both of them.
Yeah. Any of those movies that I didn't like, it wasn't because of those two.
Wasn't them. Like after Days of Futures Past, it gets really fucking. They're not great, but it's not their fault. Days of Future Past is God. That's a fucking good movie.
There are plenty of options when it comes to that. Yeah, and I mean, even obviously, Beast as well. You know,
Beast,
if they want to give us Kelsey Grammer, fine. But obviously, we're big fans of the guy who replaced him.
Correct.
In that
Yes.
role, and would love
Mr.
to see
Lex
him.
Luthor himself.
That's right.
Yeah, man. It's the old Mystique too. It's the old actor. It's not Jennifer. What's her name? It's not. I was gonna say Jennifer Aniston. It's not Jennifer Stewart. Jennifer. What is her name?
It's Hunger Games, right? Why can't I think of her last name right now? It's driving me nuts.
I know. I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, why am I?
Jennifer Lawrence. It will be Rebecca Romaine instead of Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Sorry.
God, that's embarrassing. Chuck, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed right now. that was pathetic. Obviously, it's going to be a huge cameo fest, right? Like they're going to bring it's really going to be a swan song for a lot of the Fox X-Men characters too. So who knows who else we're going to see in there?
Yeah, wouldn't you want it?
Give me Cable. Give me Josh Brolin as Cable. Let him play a fucking like another character in this universe.
Give me that, and also have him in as Thanos at some point too.
Yeah, let him fight himself. I'm here for it. Pay a ton of money. Look, you got the technology. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a movie at this point. I'm expecting it to just be almost like equivalent as a wrestling fan to the Royal Rumble, where that one time a year. It's more about every 2 minutes they start that 10-second countdown. You're like, whose music am I gonna hear? And then you have that moment, and then meanwhile in the ring, 30 dudes at a time, not great.
Yep.
Not necessarily the most fun until the very end, and then you have your
when there's two guys, then it's like two people
climax moment exactly. And so
then there's a surprise person shows up super late. Like
100%.
It's exactly what it's gonna be.
That's what this is going to be. So my only fear, and what I was thinking about before when you mentioned this is a swan song for the X-Men crew, well, how lucky for them that they'll get, if they're lucky, 20% of the screen time. Like they get to be one of 200 super special extra classy cameos.
There's a lot of arguments. A lot of people are arguing that they think there's going to be a third X-Men or a third Avengers movie because this is going to be too big. And I don't disagree. Like, if you take the Secret Wars, they're doing the most recent one where it turns into Battle World, etc. It's a huge storyline, and one that probably should have been done not in a single movie. Be a lot of cool stuff, but we know where the MCU's at right now. They can't fucking make any decision correct right now.
Yeah, they just never learned. They did very similar things with Kang. I mean, shit, Gore the God Butcher. Really, you're just gonna introduce and defeat him in one movie? And it's Thor 8 or whatever the hell it is. It's not even a prime movie. He's the God Butcher, dude. That should have carried a little more weight.
Yeah, exactly. On the Chris Evans front, he's got to be Captain America, right? Has to be. Would you give him a major role as Johnny Storm? Or is he somebody else? This is going to be all fucking weird, right? There's going to be different versions of people because of different universes. Is he somebody else entirely?
If he's playing a major role like they've announced, James, I think your first
not announced, it's rumored, right? It's rumored, right?
Sorry, yeah. Majorly, these tweets are correct.
He is, and if you've seen any pictures of him recently, he's fucking jacked. Like he's Captain America fucking jacked. He's huge right now.
I can't imagine it being anything other than him playing Captain America, because to brainstorm, do a little theory segment here, I think in order for this multiverse thing to be what it is, it's going to be involving those incursions, right? And we had it explained to us by unfortunately I can't remember her name, but Doctor Strange's boss, that blonde lady was like, hey, if you take something out and you remove it, it breaks the flow of time.
Hella.
Well,
Talking about is Charlize Theron the one that post shows up in the
no,
Africa?
no,
No.
the Sorcerer Supreme before Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
She's in she's in Endgame.
yeah, she explains to Dr. Bruce
Yeah.
Banner that we take this. So we've got that. We've got the incursions that have been mentioned, as you previously referenced. John Krasinski let us know how incursions work. And
Yes.
so I'm thinking that this will all draw back to Captain America's decision to spend a life with
Yeah.
Peg. And that somehow either they'll have to undo it, or that
He
he'll be a
broke the
central
timeline.
figure.
Like that would suck.
Yeah, and then it's going to be heavily involving him to fix it. That would be my idea, because otherwise they're going to have a long journey ahead of them to explain why Captain America is here. And I think you're already bringing Robert Downey Jr. back as not Iron
Mm-hmm.
Man. I don't think you can get away with changing Chris Evans to not Captain
Can you
America. I think that's gonna be a
imagine
little too
a
much.
Chris Evans versus Robert Downey final battle where neither of them are playing the characters they became famous for?
And it's Cap, but it's Hail Hydra Cap. Like, it's from that one run where
Yeah.
I can't remember it exactly. They use
Man, I could get
Tesseract to
behind
make
that.
him Hydra the whole time.
Yeah, where he was fake, he was Hydra. I could get behind that, but man, there's too many people in this movie to pull it off correctly.
Yeah, now we're back to we need 3 movies for this.
Yeah, like I would.
Scenario.
That run is really fun. Like people were so mad about that when he's like, "Hail Hydra!" Like at the end of the first comic, God, they got so mad.
That oof, man.
Do you think? So give me Captain America, like with Peggy Carter. They get pulled out of their universe. They've been together forever, right? Maybe we get like little Captain Americas running around. Maybe they got kids now, like little caps with their little shields. But do you think we'll get a Chris Evans Captain America seeing the face of Doctor Doom and being like, "Oh my God, that's Iron Man," and be like freaking out, like being like, "What the fuck?" Because Doctor Doom is from a different universe. We've confirmed this, right? He's from the 812 or whatever the universe the Fantastic Four people are from. At least we think. He wasn't in his chair in the movie. We don't have that confirmed, but he's not from the MCU proper.
Yeah, right. As far as we know, that's right. I think, man, that's a great question, James, because if done right, and that's a big if, that could be very poetic for this franchise, because not only do you have like that takes you back to Civil War right there with them fighting, but you also have it gives you shades of Winter Soldier, because this would be the Cap who already had to deal with fighting his very best friend to the death, nearly to the death.
Such a good
not
movie
once
that
but
they
twice.
fast. They should have not moved fast it. So God, that's an incredible movie that they just, as soon as the movie's over, they just move past it. God, that's a good fucking movie.
Yeah, one of the best ones from the whole MCU run for me.
No, it's not.
So it could be cool, but it evokes, if you mess it up and you're going to call back to those, like that's going to be
fucking
bad.
Get it right.
Don't call out Winter Soldier and make us think of that if
not going to do it
be
correct.
Equally good. Yeah, because it's just going to. Oh, remember when the MCU could do this stuff, but it didn't suck?
Yeah. My other question, and it's the one that has been on a lot of people's minds, is you cast Robert Downey Jr. One of the reasons Doom wears a mask is he has a skin condition or something, right? Or he gets something crazy. Like that's why he's scarred over, right? Whether it's a skin condition or something happens. And so I'm like, you can't, they're not going to not show his face. Like he's absolutely going to put the mask on, but my belief is that he's not going to have whatever caused him to wear the mask in the comics. It's just more of a cosmetic thing.
There's a reason they always showed us the weird angle inside of the Iron Man suit, and it's because you do not pay these people millions of dollars when their
got paid like 80.
face and brand recognition that's what you're paying for. So you're not going to have them hide their, like, even Disney couldn't contain themselves. Like we cast Pedro Pascal, so guess what? This Mandalorian's taking his helmet off, even though that's not a thing that they do. Like we are going to show you
when they
the famous
one,
person you're paying to see. We're going to do it. So I agree with you. We're going to see a lot of Robert Downey Jr.'s face. We may even find out that post-credit Fantastic Four scene is why we can see his face, because maybe it was Franklin using his Rey Skywalker force powers.
Yeah, he's going to be a big part of this movie too. I forget about that.
Gonna be fun.
The other thing we've got came out today. I'm going to pull this up. This is an Instagram post from the Russo brothers today. They did this when I think it was it was either Endgame or the other Avengers movie right before it. They posted a set picture like this, and it actually was the announcement of the name if you were paying attention. I guess I can't do that. I got to put us off to the side here.
Okay.
It just says "Look Hard." It's one of the Russo brothers sitting in the director's chair. It's very similar to the one they posted for that set of movies when they were announcing the name. But it just says "Look hard." Obviously, it's just a set picture. They did it for the production of Endgame. I'll show you what they did for that one here. I'm pulling that up.
Good, because we need a key. We got to decipher this like it's a letter from the Zodiac.
Yeah, so this was when they did it for Endgame. And it was the announcement. It was the letters, the A and E there. So it was Avengers Endgame. That was their like how they announced it. Or they were showing the name. You had to figure it out. So the thing is, with this one, we already know the name, right? So people are trying to figure it out. Obviously, you've got the A on the left there. Pretty easy to see. A lot of people. Yeah, we already know it's called Doomsday, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the photo is teasing AVX. You've got the X's on the right side there, aka Avengers versus X-Men, which has been talked about plenty. So they think that's what it is. They're teasing the Avengers versus X-Men. Obviously, we know that Patrick Stewart's back, Kelsey Grammer's back, Mars and Rebecca remains, Mystique. Oh, Ian McKellen is confirmed. So I said that wrong earlier. The original Nightcrawler, Alan Cumming, is back. And he let it slip that he is fighting against it sounded like he slipped and said he's fighting Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic, but then tried to backtrack a little bit. He's like, oh, the amount of green screen involved, I'm not really sure type deals. So, yeah, so that's what people are thinking right now.
Neither will any of us.
And that's where their people are like, is this really, this is where it's starting to begin. Like, is there going to be 3 movies? Because this is just, the story is so big. Because Secret Wars is a huge story. And if Doomsday leads to Secret Wars, there's a shitload of content to make in one fucking movie.
Yeah, Battleworld could and should be its own trilogy or its own.
Yeah, like, or like there's just so many like clicks and people forget who they are. And how fun is that if there's a whole Battleworld series of movies where there is just a lead up to like Secret War, like it's the Secret Wars brand, and they're not going to do this, but a ton of them. Like there's the Spider Society, there is the isn't it the Thor Corps? They're like the cops. Like there's all kinds of
there's
wild
like the
and crazy
Badlands
shit
where the Hulks are in charge.
Yeah, like there's all kinds of shit you could do, and none of them remember who they are.
I might have crossed.
Yeah, we might have messed. We might have messed some of it up.
But
anyway,
yes,
like there's so many fucking cool storylines, and they just don't remember anything. And it's Robert Downey Jr. It's Dr. Doom is in charge of it all, and it could be the series of movies that lead in. I don't want shows. Let's get movies. Let's just fucking get this straight. A series of movies that lead into like them figuring out what is actually happening. That's what the comics are. They slowly figure out what the fuck's going on and then they reinvent the whole fucking universe.
Yeah, that doesn't really work in even a 2.5 to 3 hour film. You can't set all that up just to tear it down in 3 hours.
Especially with you've got Dr. Doom. You're not just using him for 2 movies. It ain't happening. You didn't spend that kind of money for 2 fucking movies.
Probably have a good point there. That is very reasonable. I don't know how much milk they expect to be able to squeeze out of this whole thing, or juice. Either way you're squeezing. But I don't I do not have high hopes. And have I ever complained on this channel? Just kidding. I know I have about the versus format and how stupid and pointless Batman versus Superman is. Or the last time I ranted about this is when they announced the Batman versus Deadpool comic, where it's like, oh, I wonder how this will go. I bet these two, due to some totally avoidable misunderstanding, will wind up fighting each other for a short period of time, only to realize they're on the same side and team up to fight together against the big bad. Boring, dude. Who cares? We've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
If that's how you got to bring back the X-Men, I'd almost rather you didn't bring it back. I'd almost rather you let sleeping dogs lie and just say, hey, that X-Men run was hell of a run. We actually didn't appreciate it as much. This is just nostalgia. After the second X-Men, people started shitting on this endlessly. Like, they like it now because it's 20 years ago. And just like other ages of cinema, we only remember the best movies from 1979 or 1984. So like, what a great year for film, completely discounting the 70 absolute stinkers that got released in that same year. And I feel like this is something very similar. People are like, oh man, the X-Men, so great. I'm like, yeah, so great. It almost killed the entire genre. Those X-Men. Yes. Absolutely.
I liked 1 and 2. 3 is a Travis, is terrible. X-Men Origins, all of them are bad. The Wolverine one's bad. I guess it's only the Wolverine one's bad, but then the depiction of Deadpool and it's bad.
Well, then there's the other Wolverine movie that's also
there's the
bad,
second.
Right?
Well, the second Wolverine movie is decent, and then it gets super comic booky and really kind of weird at the end when they're like trying to suck like the blood or the adamantium out of him. So it's fucking weird. The first X-Men First Class is great. Days of Future Past is great. It gets bad at. There's the Phoenix. Every time they try to make the Phoenix story, Fox blew it. Because there's the Phoenix story. There is Oscar Isaacs is in one. Poe Dameron himself. What is
the Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. Yeah, it's fucking bad.
Yes.
The Wolverine with Patrick Stewart, that pretty much it's the Old Man Logan story, is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's a one-off. It's a one-off set by itself in a long, far future that is just there. Like, it's just its own thing. So like, I agree with you. There's some good bits, but a lot of those movies are not good.
Yeah.
Remind everybody that it was Spider-Man that started all this. The X-Men movies came out before Spider-Man, but it was Spider-Man that did this, that created this craze.
That's right. That's right. And it was X-Men that almost ruined it before it got started, which you could blame a lot of that, honestly, on the Wachowskis, because the Matrix had to come out and show everybody how cool black leather was.
Leather, yep.
Oh, well, nobody's going to want these blue and yellow X-Men costumes. Let's put them on black leather. That's badass. Right. Oof. So maybe not all their fault. They were a victim of the times. But yes, to me, those old X-Men characters, with the exception for me, is it would be the ones that I would want to keep around for the long term. For the most part, most of those 20-year-old characters are they're no good for anything other than a cameo for me personally. I don't need to see it.
I would agree with that.
Oh, hey, that's great. Hey, thank you. You know, here are your flowers. Great job.
Give me James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender in the next round of X-Men movies. That's what I want. The rest of it, like, even like Hugh, it's probably time to recast Wolverine. Like, he's awesome in Deadpool versus Wolverine, but even he'd say, like, he was never coming back except for that movie.
I know a certain former Superman who has already done a great job in his limited time as the Wolverine. So let's go, Henry Cavill. Cast him. Let's get it done.
He got hurt recently on the set of something, I think. He posted about it. And he posted, like, he fucked up his foot. He rolled his ankle, or I didn't read too much into it, but it was also like, I think it was a tease for the Warhammer movies he's making. There was a bunch of shit in the background.
Oh,
because he's doing the
nice.
Highlander reboot right now, right?
That's right.
He's
Dude.
got the Highlander, and then he's doing the Warhammer movie. He's one of us. He's one of us.
Yeah, he's a dude who grew up and now he gets to do what he probably did as a kid and just,
Yeah.
all his favorite action figures, he gets to be them in movies. Good for you, man. Living the dream.
Good for you. Good for you. Any final thoughts on this one, Kev, before we bounce out of here?
No, this is a continuingly evolving story, especially now that filming for Doomsday has wrapped. I'm sure it'll probably wrap again after the reshoots.
Yeah.
Call me when the reshoots are done. But we'll be on top of it. I'm sure we will talk about this movie a few more times before it comes out. So other than that, make sure those notifications are on so you don't miss any of our uploads. We're definitely going to have a little bit of extra spooky content for you this month. So it will likely not fit our regular schedule. So if you don't want to miss that cool stuff, make sure you're notified. Hit that little bell over there.
Like and subscribe, folks. Thank you guys for joining us for the bonus topic this week. Please like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And then check us out next Monday for our next topic. Till next time, folks.